Today we're taking a look at the Milwaukee Bucks vs Miami Heat match, which is happening on Thursday, May 27, 2021, and giving you my betting tips and predictions in general on this game. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours and hours of your time searching the internet for some fake betting predictions and losing your money because of it. Join High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advices instantly. Miami wasn't very good offensively during the season, and they struggled through the first 2 games of the season, averaging 102.5 points per game. They finished with 98 points in their last game, making 40.2% of their field goals and 28.6% of their three-pointers. With the Heat returning home to Miami, expect them to give the Bucks their best shot at home and be competitive. However, the Bucks are simply the better team, and their ability to surround Antetokounmpo with shooters, both the guards listed above and bigs Brook Lopez and Portis, puts the Heat in a tough spot to either give up dunks to Antetokounmpo or open threes. The Bucks have a handful of matchup advantages that the Heat simply cannot solve with their current roster. Dewayne Dedmon led the way for Miami with 19 points and 9 rebounds. Goran Dragic finished with 18 points and 4 assists, while Bam Adebayo added 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists for the Heat. Putting Antetokounmpo on Butler has been an effective way of limiting his looks near the rim, and the Greek Freak's incredible length has also bothered Butler as a pick-and-roll distributor. Crowder was also a much better screener and three-point shooter, making over 40% of his threes in the upset over the Bucks in the bubble than Ariza has been, which hurts Butler's ability to get into the paint because of less spacing and less separation when Butler is a pick-and-roll ball handler. Miami has also struggled defensively, giving up 120.5 points per game. They gave up 132 points in their last game and will need to play significantly better if they want to win this game. After barely escaping with a win in Game 1 on a Chris Middleton buzzer beater in overtime, the Bucks laid the smackdown in Game 2, burying the Heat 132-98. This was a blowout from the get-go as the Bucks completely dominated the Heat in all phases. They out-rebounded the Heat 61-36 and drained 22 three-pointers. Giannis Antetokounmpo led the Bucks with 31 points and 13 rebounds, while Bryn Forbes drained 22 points, going 6 for 9 from three-point range. Pat Connaughton added 15 points with 5 threes, while Middleton added 17 points with 3 threes. Drew Holiday added 11 points with 15 assists. The Bucks are healthy, with only Jeff Teague questionable. The Miami Heat fell behind 2-0 in their best-of-7 series after getting blown out Monday night 132-98. The Heat only shot 40%, including 26% from three-point range. When Dewayne Dedmon is your leading scorer with 19 points, and you know it's bad, because that means there was a lot of garbage time. Goran Dragic added 18 points while Bam Adebayo scored 16 points. Jimmy Butler and Duncan Robinson added 10 points each. There were not a lot of highlights in this one. The good news is the Heat are healthy other than Victor Oladipo, who hasn't really played all year, and they are going home. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Bucks minus 1.5. A key reason why the Bucks had so many quality looks on Monday was that they are simply bigger than the Heat. While the Heat could get away with a smaller but sturdy Jay Crowder defending Giannis Antetokounmpo last postseason, it is clear that Trevor Ariza isn't strong enough to hold his own. This forced the Heat to play Adebayo at the 4 alongside Dewayne Dedmon, who led the Heat in scoring in Game 2, at the 5. The Milwaukee Bucks look for a win to take a commanding 3-0 series lead and all but put this thing to bed. The Milwaukee Bucks are averaging 120.5 points on 46.3% shooting and allowing 102.5 points on 38.1% shooting. Giannis Antetokounmpo is averaging 28.5 points and 15.5 rebounds, while Chris Middleton is averaging 22 points and 4.5 assists. Jrue Holiday is the third double-digit scorer and Bryn Forbes is grabbing 3 rebounds. The Milwaukee Bucks are shooting 32.1% from beyond the arc and 71.7% from the free throw line. The Milwaukee Bucks are allowing 35.9% shooting from deep and are grabbing 62.5 rebounds per game. The Bucks shooters have also improved significantly from last season. Jrue Holiday, Middleton, Forbes, Bobby Portis, and Connaughton give the Bucks much more shooting depth than they had last year in the bubble, and this is important against the Heat's defense that allowed the fewest points in the paint in the regular season. Replacing the Heat's best player from last year's series, Eric Bledsoe, with these shooters is more important than any schematic adjustment they have made. Monday was the first time that these two had logged a single minute on the court together all season. While this will help the Heat defensively, it makes scoring in the paint a bigger challenge with less spacing offensively against the Bucks' defense that allowed the third fewest points in the paint in the regular season. The Heat will need to do a better job of scheming looks for Butler in Game 3 after he only took 10 shots in Game 2 after settling for a season-high 9 3-point attempts in Game 1. Adebayo had some decent looks in Game 2 but simply missed mid-range shots that he needs to make more of. The Bucks have dared the Heat's shooters to beat them, and they haven't been good enough. Nunn led the team with 14 shots on Tuesday but only scored 9 points. The problem with the Heat relying on players like Nunn, Herro, Dragic, and even Duncan Robinson to make shots is that the Bucks have longer and more athletic players like Jrue Holiday and Middleton who can take advantage of the Heat guards defensively. This weakness is precisely why the Heat traded Kelly Olynyk, whose size and pick and pop presence they sorely miss in the matchup, for Victor Oladipo. However, Oladipo's season-ending quad injury leaves the Heat without many feasible options to both space the floor, or get to the rim, and defend on the perimeter at a high level. The Miami Heat need a win here to get back in the series, cutting the deficit to 1-2. The Miami Heat are averaging 102.5 points on 38.1% shooting and allowing 120.5 points on 46.3% shooting. Goran Dragic is averaging 21.5 points and 2.5 assists, while Duncan Robinson is averaging 17 points and 3 rebounds. Jimmy Butler is the third double-digit scorer and Bam Adebayo is grabbing 7.5 rebounds. The Miami Heat are shooting 35.9% from beyond the arc and 72.2% from the free throw line. The Miami Heat are allowing 32.1% shooting from deep and are grabbing 43.5 rebounds per game. My second betting advice for that game is to pick over 226.5. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.